everyone. Welcome to the live stream of the Total Solar Eclipse 2024. We're so excited to have you guys. We still have a few people coming in and joining. Feel free to join and leave kind of however you'd like. We'll be here from 2 to 3:30 with totality happening right around like 3:10-ish. So definitely stick around if you want to leave and come back at, say, right around 3 o'clock when totality is going to be. We'll be up and running then. So I'm so glad that you guys could join us, and I want this to really be worthwhile for you guys, not just looking at the changing of the sun. You can see the partial eclipse already started with the moon coming in over the sun. But I want you guys to be able to ask us any questions that you have. So if on your screen, you should see a button that says Q&A, and you can always type some questions into the Q&A. I can answer those, but you can also have questions for maybe some of our guest speakers. We're going to be joined by folks all throughout totality today from our Eclipse Chasers program. And so you can ask questions about anything. And if it's not a question for me, it's a question for them. I'll throw the question to them when they join us. We'll also be visiting the observatory. We have an event at the observatory today. So we will be at the observatory or visited by folks at the observatory at some point. So I am Nicole, Capella, program educator, program manager at the Cincinnati Observatory. And we'll be joined today by other staff and volunteers. So the live stream that you're seeing is from Eric Harris, our program educator. He's kind of near Dayton, and he is streaming this event for us. He's at a KOA, so he's kind of in the middle of a field. So please be patient with us. Sometimes if the stream kind of goes out, I'll also have our NASA stream ready to pull up if we absolutely need it. Let's say right around totality, it starts to break up. We'll try to make sure that you guys get the chance to see totality, but I appreciate your patience as we just kind of figure out how this live stream thing works. And believe it or not, this is our first live stream of Eclipse on Zoom. So definitely appreciate your patience as we work through any sort of technical difficulties that we have. And then finally, this recording this webinar is being recorded. So the recording will be available later on. So you're welcome to come back and use this again or share it with friends who maybe missed the opportunity to view the eclipse. Maybe they're at work. Maybe they just don't live in this part of the country. So feel free to share this link around with other folks as well. If you know anyone who's kind of missing out on viewing the eclipse, we definitely want to give them the opportunity. So feel free to share the link with them as well. So as we get closer and closer to the eclipse, I also want you to use the chat function on here. So Q&A is really just to kind of give us questions, challenge us, say, hey, Nicole, I don't know much about eclipses. Like, what are they, right? You can ask me any questions in the Q&A, but the chat function, I'm really excited. I really feel like this is an opportunity for us to view this eclipse together. So, send your reactions, right? Are you outside right now? Can you see it? Tell me what you can see, what the weather's like, how you're feeling about this kind of once in a lifetime experience. Throw that in the chat. That way we can all just kind of experience this together and really sort of feel like part of this big community who's viewing maybe a total solar eclipse for the first time, maybe even the last time, first and last maybe. So definitely throw any sort of comments in the chat and just kind of let us know how you're feeling about the total solar eclipse. So we are going to be joined soon by someone from the Cincinnati Observatory, someone who's there kind of on site and can tell us a little bit about how the event is going there. We're hosting about 300 people, so I'm really excited to hear how it's going there. But while we're waiting on them to join us, I just want to talk a little bit about what exactly is a total solar eclipse. So what we're seeing today is something that happens kind of frequently on Earth, but very infrequent in the same place. So total solar eclipse happens when the moon passes in front of the sun, casting a shadow on the Earth and completely blocking out the sun's light. So this does happen fairly often, not every month, of course, but as the moon goes around the Earth and the Earth goes around the sun, sometimes they do line up pretty perfectly. And so when that happens, it's really exciting, but usually it's over things like Antarctica or the ocean, right, where there aren't people. So the next one in North America or in the United States after the one happening today is in 2045. And the next one in Ohio is in 2099. So having it in a particular location is pretty rare. And that is why we're so excited about this total solar eclipse at the observatory. Of course, the observatory itself is not getting a total solar eclipse, which is why we're bringing you this live stream, because we know many of you are from the Cincinnati area. Perhaps you didn't get the chance to go into totality. This is a chance for us to share it with you. You also are going to, like I said, be visited by folks from the observatory. They can let us know how it's going. It's going to be 99% covered at the observatory. So we're excited for everyone who's there as well, who get to share this experience with us too. So we know that not everyone can make it into totality. So we're excited that people are experiencing this kind of any way that they can. So just a reminder, you're welcome to put questions into the Q&A or your reactions in the chat at any time, and I can sort of share those out as you guys either ask me questions or share your reactions in the chat. And once again, I am Nicole Capella, Program Manager from the Cincinnati Observatory, here with you until 3:30. I'm just going to take a brief recess. the sun will stay here. The live stream that Eric is doing is going to stay here, but I'm going to go out and view totality. So I will probably head outside around 3:05. I'm in Bucyrus, Ohio. So I'm a little bit further northeast from Dayton, a little southwest from Cleveland. So I'm going to go outside and I'll probably get totality a little bit after you guys here in this live stream. So I'm going to leave a little bit early to help prepare myself, and then I'll come back at the end and sort of answer any questions that are left over and things like that. So there'll be a slight time frame where it'll just be the eclipse happening. You'll get to see the live stream. Eric is also on sort of standby. He's going to show us the reaction to totality where he is. So he's going to share that with us as well during that time, and I'll be gone to view totality. But then I'll come back, like I said, I'll come back probably right around 3:15, and at that point, we'll kind of take any other questions that you guys have, and I really want to hear how your reaction is to totality, especially if this is your first time like me. So it looks like we're being joined by Mandy Askins. She is our assistant manager of collections at the observatory. She is also in totality. She is in Dayton. So we're excited to hear how things are going in Dayton. I know Eric is pretty close to Dayton as well. It looks like he's had some clouds kind of come through, but we'll see how things sort of stay steady in Dayton. I know we've had a lot of concerns about clouds in the path of totality, but the nice thing is that we've even seen some clouds go across the sun here, and we haven't had to worry too much about it so far, right? They go right back out of the way. As long as we have clear enough skies during totality, we'll get a chance to see it. As you can see, as the clouds go by, usually they don't completely block out the sun anyway. That's why we're kind of lucky that total solar eclipses happen with the sun, right? Of course, the brightest object in our sky drowns out all the light of the stars behind it. And so luckily we have this very bright object can make its way all the way through the clouds. So hopefully, even if it's cloudy where you are, that it's going to clear out. We're going to be able to see the sun and see totality when we can't see the sun, of course, too. So one of the things that I'm kind of curious about, of course, is how you guys are safely viewing the sun. We know there's lots of ways that you can either safely view the sun directly or indirectly. So let me know in the chat, how are you viewing the eclipse today? Maybe you're inside, you're viewing the eclipse through this live stream. That's great. That's a good, safe way to view it. Eric has a filter on his telescope and then a camera set up to that telescope so that we get this image here, but maybe you're outside using eclipse glasses or number 14 welder's glass. You can also use things like a pinhole camera, a pinhole projector to view the effects of the eclipse. You can watch as the shadow of that is usually a circle, right, turns into a crescent as the moon covers up the sun. So let me know in the chat sort of how that's going for you, how safe solar viewing is going. Oh, and I see Anna Heeman is here. She's at the Cincinnati Observatory now. Anna, you are on mute right now. Can you unmute yourself and just kind of, oh, here's, I'll see if it,
All
yeah, there you
right.
go. How's it
Absolutely. So
going?
I'm doing a little video here. So the observatory is nice and busy today. We had about 300 people sign up and they're all kind of filtering in. So we have a lot of people set up on the lawn and it's a beautiful clear day, which is so nice. And just having all kinds of fun. We got kids activities. We have a historic scope that folks are viewing through. We have our Mitchell, our museum exhibit. So it's just having a really fun day. Hope everybody else is having a nice, fun day as well for this fantastic historic event.
Thanks, Anna. So Anna, what are you most excited about today?
I'm most excited that it's not cloudy. Is that an answer that I can?
Yes.
I'm excited for totality at 3:09. I'm really excited.
Yeah.
So yes, it's been a great day so far though, and it's just everything's going really well.
That's good. What have you heard from some of the people at the observatory? What are they excited about? What kind of things did they maybe bring with them to safely view the eclipse?
We had some folks bring telescopes, which is exciting. We had, of course, folks that brought their glasses to make sure they were safe and then maybe swap them out if they were not. We've had people that are just kind of making a day of it, like having a little picnic and just enjoying, which is great. And people are just excited to be here for the eclipse, which is really gratifying for all of us that are part of the observatory community and family. So it's just a great community event. Everyone just seems to be very excited and having a good time.
That's great. Thank you, Anna. Thanks for sharing kind of how it's going there and anything else that you want our live streamers to know about viewing the eclipse from the Cincinnati Observatory.
Well, I just hope everybody actually who's not here is having a fun day and experiencing the nice weather that we're having here. We're just feel very lucky that it's as nice as it is. I hope everyone else is having a wonderful day and experience and just something for your memories and just excited to hear everybody's stories after the fact.
Thank you, Anna. Enjoy the eclipse.
Thank you. Thank you. You too.
Sorry about that brief exit, everyone. Like I said, bear with us as we figure out how to do this live stream thing for the first time. So I appreciate Anna joining us from the observatory. We got to see a little bit of just the view of everyone who's enjoying it at the Cincinnati Observatory. I did get a question from Alice. Alice said, if I'm in Cincinnati, is it dangerous or harmful to look outside with the naked eye today? I closed my blinds because I thought it wasn't safe. Is that correct? That is such a good question, Alice. I'm glad that you asked that question because sometimes we get a lot of information about eclipses, right? That that it can be really dangerous, and that we've seen things like states of emergency for Ohio and Indiana, places like that. And I'm really excited to tell you that this, other than the moon eclipsing the sun, in terms of like how you're living your day to day, it's the same as a normal day. So Alice, don't worry. You don't have to worry about being, outside. You can open up your blinds. It's just like a normal day and how you would interact with the sun, right? On a normal day, we don't want to do things like view the sun without proper equipment. We don't want to, view the sun unless you have things like eclipse glasses. We call them eclipse glasses, but really they're just solar viewing glasses, right? And so this, other than looking at the sun, which is always dangerous, there's nothing else that's dangerous about today. So you don't have to worry about taking extra precautions that you wouldn't on a normal day. The biggest difference is today we have some incentive to look at the sun. Normally, unless you're an astronomer like us at the observatory, you're probably not doing a ton of solar viewing, right, like on your own. And so you don't have to worry about viewing the sun on normal days. But at the observatory, we do it all the time with the proper equipment, and it's the same thing as today. So if you wouldn't close your blinds on a different day, don't worry about closing your blinds today. So I know it can sound kind of scary, and even in the past, I know in previous eclipses, we've been extra cautious about doing things like looking at the sun or even going outside. But we know now that it's actually really, really safe to just be out doing your normal thing as long as you don't look at the sun directly. Everything else about your life should kind of work the same. Unless you're trying to get to totality, then definitely, try to get into totality. Maybe your travel plans are different, but all of your other behavior can be the same. I know, like I said, there's some scary rhetoric, but luckily we're all very, very safe. You don't have to worry about taking those sort of extra precautions. All right. So I did notice that we lost Eric's live stream. So hopefully he'll be back here in just a couple minutes. And in the meantime, let me pull up. We'll kind of take a look and see how NASA's live stream is doing. I'll add that in here. And if you have any other questions about eclipses, or you want to talk about your experience in the chat, definitely throw your comments in the chat and questions into the Q&A, and I'm happy to answer those. All right, let's see if I can share my screen, share this NASA stream as we're waiting for. So it looks like we're already seeing this in totality. Let's see. Let's see if this NASA video kind of puts us back into kind of where, oh, so they're in Mexico here. So we'll come back to about where we are now. Mexico, of course, got it way before we did here in the States. We are just now kind of working on a little bit more of partial here. You can see their video is flipped. Pull this up. And we'll keep this up for now until we see Eric kind of pop back on here, and then we will kind of go back to his live stream. So here we see some people in Texas waiting for totality there. It looks like it's a little bit cloudy. Yeah, so the nice thing about NASA is they have tons of different options. Oh, look, looks like Eric is back.
Internet here at the KOA is spotty. I do apologize.
Okay, that's all right. We got you now, Eric.
Just the way the lens is.
About time for me to tune in, actually. Are you?
I was gonna say. This one's a bit
anybody
taller.
right now?
Oh, go ahead, Eric. Yeah, tell us all about your setup here. Right now we see that you have the sun back in here, which is great.
There we go. Yep.
Yeah.
Took a moment. My tracking notes stopped briefly, so I had to fix it up. And I've got a stand here, a webcam on a stand here, so you guys can see me here now. And my plan is to first and foremost film the crowd reactions when totality comes, and that's going to be incredible when that happens. But yeah. I've got a whole bunch of telescopes behind me, both for viewing and for taking pictures. I don't know if you guys can see this white one behind me here.
We can see it, Eric. Yeah.
Kind of a joint. That one's kind of a joint telescope. It's going to be used for both looking through the eyepiece and taking photos. But just during totality, it'll be used for photos. The main photography scope is this big thing back here.
How many telescopes do you have set up in total, Eric?
Say that's a pretty big piece of equipment. It's got 3 telescopes on one mount. Is there too much noise around? Can you guys still hear me okay?
Oh yeah, we can hear you. Yeah, I know. I'm glad it's busy there, Eric. That's good.
Yeah, we were expecting upwards of about 800 people to be out here at the KOA here in Dayton. Honest to goodness, man, we could not have hoped for better weather. I mean, yeah, there's some cirrus clouds in the sky, but we can still see the sun through this. There's no problems with that.
Yeah, so
I
the
will
big
say
orange
that-
then.
Awesome.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's
Make sure not
okay.
that
So
folks
that's
can
the
see
sun,
that.
and then the moon
So yeah,
is what's
we
making
are
it dark on that
competing
one
with
side.
clouds a little bit,
Okay.
but I am hopeful that during totality they'll be just a little lighter than they are right now. We're
Oh, this one's
we're
cool
hoping for a really
too.
good view here.
It's
There
it's
are
looking it's looking
That's
pretty
so
good right
cool.
now, Eric. I mean, we can see we've seen a couple clouds go in front of it, but it doesn't seem to be blocking out the sun entirely, so that's good.
yeah. So at this point, we're what, maybe 30 minutes in to the eclipse.
Wow.
We've got just shy of an hour before totality at this point. But even still, we are starting to notice a few changes. The temperature has already dropped just a little bit, not by too much, but I have noticed that it's dropped a bit. And we can already start to do the pinhole thing with our hands. So we're showing to the kids that are here that you can make a pinhole projector out of your hands, kind of like this, and you can view the eclipse that way. So we've already been trying that out as well.
Yeah, thanks.
That's awesome. Yeah, we were just talking about how that's a good way to view the effects of the eclipse if we feel like we can't safely look at it. Like if we don't have the proper equipment, we can still experience it by doing things like making pinhole projectors.
Yes, yeah. No matter what, even if you don't have eclipse glasses with you, you still have many ways to be able to watch an eclipse. So there is no excuse. You heard it from me first.
So Eric, tell us a little bit about what you're most excited about, about seeing totality today.
Oh my gosh. So the thing is, right, I'm not talking to the laptop, I'm talking to the stand camera. The thing is, I saw totality in 2017, and that was all the way out in Nashville, and that was a 6-hour drive getting out there, 14 hours getting back. But that we had to travel for that one. But this eclipse today is the closest that totality gets to where I live in Cincinnati for my entire life, pretty much. I don't know if I'm going to be alive in 2099. This is the closest it will ever get to us. So this is the best chance that I have to get my friends and my family involved in seeing an eclipse. So this isn't just my chance to take a better photo of totality than 2017. This is the only time I'll get to show it to the ones I love.
Yeah, I'm really excited for Eric. Yeah, Eric is going to be taking some astrophotography. Yeah, he has his whole family here, which is nice that they've joined him here in Dayton. And I agree, Eric. I think it's nice for it to be a family affair, right? I'm in Bucyrus. I'm here with my sister and my family. So yeah, I'm excited that we get to share this. It's kind of one of those rare opportunities because you're so close to home that you kind of get all those people with you. So is there anything else that you want to share about today that you're really excited about, or anything that you've heard maybe from someone about how excited that they are, or something that they're looking forward to?
Gosh, the only thing I can say is it's amazing to know, we can predict eclipses with great accuracy hundreds of years in advance. But it is still, to this day, after seeing one many times, the most surreal experience in the world to see it happen exactly as predicted. I don't know, man. We truly live in an amazing time.
It's really cool when science works, huh? Like when it's like, wow, they were right. Like you didn't have to, there wasn't anything extra special about today. They've done basically every single one they've been able to predict, at least from what we've experienced so far, which is pretty impressive.
Yes. I'll tell you what, I'm looking at the stream right now. It looks like maybe it's a bit out of focus. let me get under my towel here and refocus this thing. You guys can see the image of the crescent sun here just a bit clearer.
Yeah.
Sharper.
So that one
Much better.
or this one?
Yeah, that looks good, Eric.
Do both of them?
Thank you. There's a lot of moving parts to this. I'll do my best to give you guys a good view of totality. With these clouds around, the exposure might be a bit low, but I'll try my best.
You're doing great, Eric.
Not automatic.
Well, thank you for sharing with us, Eric. We're gonna go and see some of our other Eclipse Chasers, but
Yes.
keep up the good work with the stream, and we will see you and your reactions right around totality, right?
Yes, you will. And at that time, I've got a nice stand mic. You'll be able to hear the cheers and cries from people hundreds of feet away.
It's out of focus.
Perfect. That's awesome. Thank you so much, Eric.
Thank you.
All right, we have Mandy and Sam and Micah. We're joined by so many of our friends right now. Let's see. Mandy, do you want to go first? And then Sam and Micah will come to you next. Mandy, how's it going in Dayton?
We're doing really great here. I don't know how many kids, 4, 5, 6, 7 kids in my family. We're here in my parents' backyard. There's my mom. We're all very excited.
Hi,
We have the
Mandy's mom.
So yeah, it's sunny and we have it set up with the solar funnel, and here soon we're going to actually put the other filter on and actually record it during totality. So it'll be quite exciting.
That'll be really great. So tell me a little bit about why you're so excited, and what really forced you where you're like, I'm gonna go eclipse chasing. I really want to see this totality thing in person. What makes you the most excited?
Well, I think, I have these young ones here that it's just a once in a lifetime event. I was in 3rd grade and I saw my first partial eclipse, and it was fascinating enough that I told myself, and I wrote a report on wanting to be a space scientist. I might be a historian of space, but close enough. And I think that this is a really event for, once in a lifetime thing. So I'm happy to be here with my family, and we all get to see this, amazing astronomical event. I don't think that we'll ever get a chance another time in our life.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. Yeah. So what are your kids saying about it? Like, are they really excited? Do they really get what they're about to see?
I think so. I mean, when you have a mom that works for an observatory, you talk about it enough. Maybe they might be a little tired of it, but they're pretty excited. And we've had it up to see the progression of the moon eclipsing the sun, little by little with the filter. I think that they understand that. You can also hear children in the background.
Yeah.
They're excited at grandparents' house, but yeah, they're pretty excited. And I think I've never seen totality. So I think that once that happens, we're all going to be quite in awe. I think that it'll be, something that we'll all remember for the rest of our lives.
Oh yeah, definitely. So is there anything else that you kind of want to share with us? Things that you're excited about, things that maybe you've noticed so far when observing some of these changes?
Well, we've already noticed that their dog he's been acting a little funny all day. We're not really sure, right?
Right.
Yeah, he's been acting a little funny.
He's been acting really weird.
He's been acting really weird. He's an older dog, but we're not sure. I mean, I think, once it gets to totality, I'm curious to know how birds and other animals will react, but we'll keep the dog inside during totality, but he's a little bit off of his normal behavior. So I don't know if that's really the only thing I've noticed.
That's interesting. Yeah. If anyone else, if you've noticed that, kind of throw that in the chat. Like if you have animals at home, or maybe if you're in a place where there's a lot of animals around, have you noticed any changing behavior in animals? I mean, maybe have you noticed any changes in your kids, Mandy? They're technically animals. Any changes in yourself? You're an animal.
No, not myself. I will say cell phone service has been in and out a lot today.
Mhm.
I had to, everything's on Wi-Fi right now, but I have an iPhone, so I couldn't text to any Androids for like an hour. Either that's just, there's a lot of people in Dayton right now. We got here early enough that the traffic wasn't too bad. It took about maybe an extra 15 minutes to get from Cincinnati. But yeah, I think, I don't know, we'll kind of keep an eye out and document like all the different things that we see, but it'll be, I mean, I hear birds chirping now, so I'm curious if they all go silent here
Yeah.
in 40 minutes.
we'll have to see. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, keep us updated on how that's going, Mandy, and have so much fun viewing with your kids. Thanks for sharing kind of how it's going.
Yep. Enjoy. Everybody else enjoy.
Thanks, Mandy.
Bye.
All right, so let's go ahead and bring in Sam and Micah. They're from our education team at the observatory. So this is, their bread and butter, right? Sharing outer space with folks around our community. So I'm really excited to kind of hear how things are going with them and the, things that they've maybe observed so far, seen so far. And they're going to show us a little bit about their safe solar viewing setup and talk a little bit about other ways that we can learn from things like eclipses, not just by viewing it through a telescope or viewing maybe shadows on the ground, but they're going to show us an activity that you can use to also sort of observe how the sun's light changes. So Sam, Micah, thanks for joining us.
Hey, Nicole. Can you hear me, Nicole?
Yes.
All right. Yeah, so we're here in Brookville, Indiana, and Micah has our 4.5 with a sun funnel set up, and she's showing some very cute eclipse viewers how to look through the telescope. And Brookville is great because they're doing a bunch of crafts and things, and it looks like our friend right here made a really cool eclipse holder. Do you want to show us that?
Cool. Oh, that looks so
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
That is great. And look, our friend also has some really cool face paint on.
Very cool. It sounds like you're having a good time. I don't know. Everyone else that I've talked to so far, they're having a good time, but no one has their face painted. So it sounds like you might be having the best time over there. So Sam, do you want to show us a little bit more about kind of how the sun funnel works?
Yeah.
Sam, you're kind of going in and out.
Yeah, it's a little loud here where we are,
Yeah.
Miss Nicole.
Oh yeah, I bet.
Because we have a lot of people here. Very exciting here. I can show you kind of like our crowd. Got a lot of folks, including Micah's boyfriend Brennan and my husband Eric. You can see a big crowd behind us.
Oh wow, yeah,
so
that's a lot of people.
Everybody here in Brookville is really excited.
That's awesome.
Miss Micah made eclipse pants.
Those pants
to
are
wear
very
today.
cool.
She made special eclipse pants, so she's matching the telescope.
That's very ed team of you, Micah.
Oh,
yeah, so I'm sure you'll wear those again.
And Micah's showing you her eclipse cupcake that she got from one of the street vendors.
Very cool. That's awesome. Man, I'm headed to Brookville next. You guys have the best snacks.
The skies are looking really clear, so we're really, really excited.
That's awesome. Can you show us a little bit about how the sun funnel works?
Absolutely. So the way that the sun funnel works is the telescope that we have it attached to is a 4.5-inch reflecting telescope. So I'll come over so you guys can see it a little closer. So you can see there's a mirror down in there. So the mirror collects the light of the sun. And normally we wouldn't want to look at the sun through a telescope because it would hurt our eyes. But we add this funnel to the end, and that makes a projection of the sun, just like a movie. And then you can see the sun really, really well. We also have a little filter on ours to give it that yellow color. So without that filter, it would actually be white because the real color of the sun is white. And if you look a little bit closer, it's a little hard to see on the camera, but we've got some really big sunspots on the sun today. And the moon is, I'd say we're about like, I don't know, 40% covering the sun at this point. And we're getting ready for totality.
That's awesome. Yeah, I can actually see the difference between your sun funnel and Eric's view because Eric is in Dayton, you're in Indiana. So the sun is just slightly more covered in Indiana than it is in Dayton because the eclipse is kind of happening there first, right? You're seeing the effects happen a little bit sooner than Eric is in Dayton. So I actually see a little bit of a difference because you guys are in different locations. That's awesome.
Sorry, so I switched the other way because Micah's showing some people the scope. I don't know if you can hear, we have a live band playing, so it's a little loud.
That is that's awesome.
A good spot to show everybody stuff, but a little bit loud for live stream.
Oh yeah. Do you mind showing us one more thing? Can you show off your UV bracelets that you made?
So I forgot to wear my bracelet today.
Oh no.
But I can show you, we have welder's glass that I can show you guys. Brennan, do you want to get out your welder's glass and show them? So I'm gonna flip the camera around so we can see Brennan. So we've got welder's glass that we can use. So it works really similar to the way that the Eclipse glasses work. It's really, really dark. And so it blocks out the light coming from the sun and makes it safe to look at. So you can see Brennan just holds that up and is able to look through it. And Brennan, can you tell us, what would you say is better, the welder's glass or the Eclipse glasses? Yeah, so both Brennan and Eric have decided that the welder's glass gives you a better view, and you're even able to see some of the sunspots with the welder's glass. The Eclipse glass is a little bit harder to see. Yeah,
Very
and you can
cool,
see
yeah.
we're passing out some welder's glass. There's some people behind us with welder's glass as well. Thanks, Brennan.
Thanks for sharing, guys. You guys have so much fun in Brookville. Thank you for sharing. And yeah, fingers crossed it stays clear for totality for you guys.
It's looking really clear now. Show you the sky, so hoping so. How's it looking in Bucyrus?
It's looking pretty good so far. Dayton, it's been really clear. So yeah, we're hoping it stays clear for the rest of the live stream. Thanks, Sam.
I love that. Are you wearing an Eclipse themed headband?
Oh no, this is my flowers. So I was styled by my niece today, guys. So this is a Lillian fit. She wanted to make it Eclipse kind of themed. So just for you guys, she made it special.
She did a wonderful job, and you know, it reminds me of Miss Nat seeing the eclipse in 2017, because she got to see the sunflowers all lean to the side during totality. So you're representing Miss Nat today with your sunflowers. That's
good. Yeah, Natalia's another one of our educators. She got to see totality in 2017. So she's with Anna at the Cincinnati Observatory. So yeah, I can be repping her in totality today.
And we've talked to a lot of people who are hanging out here in Brookville today. We got a lot of Cincinnatians who headed to Brookville.
Awesome. Is there a lot of people that are just from around the area too, that are just excited that they didn't have to go very far?
Yes, yeah. There's a lot of people from Brookville who are really excited that Brookville is a big deal today. Micah and I stopped off at a place where they are screen printing their own Eclipse shirts to order. So I did get suckered in, and I got a glow in the dark t-shirt. So I think Micah's grabbing it to show you.
Very cool.
But yeah, it's really exciting. All of the businesses here have Eclipse themed signage and things. Oh yeah, here's the t-shirt.
That's awesome. Yeah, guys, let us know if you have your Eclipse themed things in the chat. Like if you have got t-shirts, whatever you're really excited about for the Eclipse. If you have any good swag that you're either wearing or you want to buy because of this experience, definitely let us know in the chat, because there's clearly a lot out there, Sam. Well, thank you guys for sharing your experience from Brookville. Enjoy totality, Sam, and we'll see you later. Bye. All right, guys, I'm gonna re-spotlight our Eclipse here. So we've heard from Dayton, we've heard from Brookville, we've heard from the observatory. We still have a few more to go. And I know at least here I'm about 30 minutes out from totality. So I'm really excited about totality hitting here in Bucyrus soon. We did get a comment from Alice. Alice said that it's her 56th birthday and she's really excited to see the eclipse on live stream. Alice, happy birthday. Thanks for joining us for this live stream. Man, the Earth, Moon, and Sun, they really, they had you just set for this eclipse that they gave this to you for your birthday. That's amazing. Yeah, I was joking about at the observatory, we have our 2 telescopes, of course. We're known for having, being the first public observatory. We're called the birthplace of American astronomy. And our 2 telescopes actually have birthdays in March and April. So they're kind of sandwiching the eclipse. So we just had our 120th birthday for the Clark telescope on March 28th. And then we have our Mitchell telescope, the oldest public telescope in the country, that's turning 179 on the 14th, on April 14th. So yeah, this has been a really busy time for us too. Lots of fun birthdays, you know, space stuff happening. So happy birthday, Alice, and thank you for being here with us today. All right, so it looks like some of our next group of folks are going to be from Piat Castle. So we're really excited to hear a little bit more from some folks. Let's see, Marie, I know that I don't see your video here, but I know Marie is in one of our volunteers, one of our Eclipse Chasers in totality. And so Marie, I'm going to allow you to talk here so you'll be able to share a little bit about how it's going, even if we can't see your video.
So yeah, I'm trying to find the camera here at the bottom of my phone. Hang on, wait. It's in the more, disconnect, cancel. So can you turn my camera on?
So Marie, I can't turn your camera on, unfortunately. So but if you want to tell us a little bit about how it's going, I can see if I can resolve this. We can always have you in on camera, maybe post totality. We'll see. But if you want to tell us maybe a little bit about how it's going, and we can always circle back via video. But if you want to tell us maybe
absolutely.
how it's going at Piat Castle, kind of what the weather's like, what you're excited about, tell us how it's going.
Yeah. So first of all, the weather is absolutely perfect. There's hardly any clouds in the sky, blue skies, you know, very, very light, low cloud. I forget what kind of clouds they are, maybe cirrus, yes, and, you know, but we've got a group of about approximately, I would say, about 100.
Yeah, somewhere over there.
About 100 people here, Columbus area. Shout out where you're from, Columbus, Cincinnati, Toledo. Okay, Mechanicsburg, more Columbus. So we've got people from the whole kind of area here. And we've got our telescope set up with the cone. And we've got lots of young potential astronomers here. And lots of assistants. And then Sean, what do you want to add in? How is your, any additional?
Yeah, lots of, you know, talking about the Piats and the founding of the observatory. So as charter members, and yeah, looking forward to doing more stuff like this with Piat Castle.
That's awesome. Yeah, we've been able to partner at Piat Castle today because the Piat family are some founding members of the observatory. So if you ever visit us at the observatory, we do have the founding members. We have sort of the original charter of the observatory. So you can always, you know, peek through it, see if you see any names you recognize. And we even find these new partnerships over time. So we're really excited that we're at Piat Castle today, and Sean is helping us. Sean Anders, one of our board members, is helping us sort of deepen that connection. So hopefully this is the first of many events that we're doing with them. We just wanted to, you know, set it off with a bang with the total solar eclipse. So guys, tell me a little bit about, like, what are people excited about where you guys are? What are they the most excited about for this total solar eclipse?
That's a great question. What is everybody excited about for the eclipse?
Totality.
Totality, okay, all right. How about you guys? I'm polling some kids here. What are you excited about the eclipse?
What are you excited about? She's asking what you're
The solar eclipse, and so it's like the moon taking a bite out of the sun, right? And so we had come here. I have a new assistant. What are you
That's
excited
great.
about? What? What are you excited about? We're tapped into the observatory in Cincinnati. The sun? Yeah, what else?
That the moon is trying to cover the sun.
That the moon is trying to cover the sun. So tell her your name.
Kensley.
Kensley. And where are you from, Kensley?
Richmond.
Richmond,
Ooh,
Virginia. Yeah. Oh, so they might be the people that have come here from the furthest away, Richmond, Virginia.
that's awesome, Kinsley. Yeah, you
So-
traveled far.
Yeah, she has.
That's
I don't have the camera on. We'll try and patch in the camera in a little bit.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
fine.
sorry
So
for the technical no camera.
that's okay. So tell us, have you noticed any like changes so far with the eclipse? Is there anything that you've noticed that's sort of different? Like we've heard from some people that maybe it's colder or that animals are acting
Yes.
different. You know, what have you noticed?
So definitely, it's dropped. I would say like a good 5-6 degrees. There's been a breeze in the last, I would say, 10-15 minutes. And even now, as you're just asking that, it feels like there's color that's kind of going out of things. So things have got like a grayer hue. The green's not as vibrant. I'm gonna let's walk over to where the bullfrogs and the crickets are over here, and let's see if they're still chirping, because there's a lot of activity. Sorry, I'm leaving you guys. So there's a lot. We're in the perfect location here, which is why Sean has the spot, right? There's crickets and bullfrogs and everything back here in the creek area.
Yeah, it's right next to all this wetland.
Right.
So it's
It's
rich with a lot of biodiversity.
Right. And so hang on right now. So normally it's pretty quiet. So it's not the quiet, but these guys were like earlier, the crickets were, of course, could be the heat of the day, but right now they're pretty quiet. And I know right before the eclipse, like everything goes super silent from past, but I would say that, I don't know, because I was out in the, so I don't have a benchmark on, hey, I think there should be more noise.
Yep.
Yeah, I think there should be more noise even from the crickets, even though they might not be, they're certainly more nocturnal than not. So, but definitely it's gotten so much cooler, because it was quite hot, and of course we're sitting out there.
Right.
Yeah, color's gone out. Color's gone out. Paler green. And what we want to do is try and see if we can see like the leaves well, there's no leaves on the trees, so that's not going to work. But like in the blades of grass, if there's any kind of light pattern changes. We haven't seen that yet, have we?
Nope.
I'm looking. No, none of that yet. So
Yeah,
but
we're hearing
cooler.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, we're hearing kind of some of the same stuff from some other Eclipse Chasers that has joined us. So yeah, that's good to know. You're kind of seeing some of the same stuff that we're seeing from other places. Yeah, I've seen a few people said that lots of lightning bugs are out in Cincinnati, so that's really interesting. And then Mandy in Dayton says that it's already noticeably cooler and quieter, and that the birds are starting to get quiet as the sky gets darker. So yeah, lots of those really cool changes. If anyone else notices anything, definitely throw that in the chat and kind of let me know what you're experiencing. Even if you aren't in the path of totality, peek your head outside. Does it feel different than it did earlier? Kind of let us know the kind of experiences that you guys are having. So Marie, is there anything else that you want to share with us now before you go?
No. No, just everybody is really engaged in this, and we've got some people we've got somebody with their camera on their tripod set up, and everybody's just kind of looking. So I'll take some photos and a little bit of video and shoot your way, kind of in lieu of how I can't find the camera on the phone. So anyhow,
that's all right. Thank you for joining us, Marie, and have fun during totality. Maybe we'll reconnect if we can figure out this video thing. But thank you for joining us and telling us how it is at Piat Castle.
Okay, definitely. Thank you. Okay, signing off.
Bye, Marie.
Bye. What?
So even from like when Marie started talking to now, we can see just how much deeper the shadow of the moon, the moon moving in front of the sun. This is really when you should start to see a really much deeper effect in shadows. So if you get a chance, definitely go outside. Like it sounds like where Marie and Sean are, like there's a lot of trees and wetlands around. So if you get a chance to view even just natural shadows, like from things like tree leaves, or go outside, make a pinhole, take a colander outside. A colander, of course, has lots and lots of holes. So the shadows that are normally circles will now be crescents. Definitely take some time to view these shadows changing as the sun gets covered up by the moon, because this is a great opportunity to do this now that the sun is really starting to look like a crescent. So this is sort of at least here in Bucyrus, we're about 21 minutes out from totality. So this is a great time, especially if you've been viewing this for a while, you're like, what do we do next? Really observe these shadows at this time, because you'll be able to see the difference in shadows a lot better. So another thing that maybe you've noticed kind of throughout the time of watching this video of the sun is that we've seen some sunspots. So here I'll see if I can circle this one that we have on here. We'll see if this will, let me kind of try to circle it. So we at least can see it sort of towards the edge of the shadow, or of the moon kind of covering up the sun. We see one little sunspot left. That sunspot is a slightly cooler part of the sun. So that sunspot right there is probably a little bit bigger than the size of the Earth. So about 1 million Earths can fit inside the sun. So the sun, of course, is humongous. It's like 99% of the mass of the solar system. And just this little sunspot is this really gigantic part of the sun where the magnetic field, which kind of bounces around the sun, it's not steady like it is on Earth where we have a north and south pole. And so as the magnetic field kind of jumps around the sun because of the nuclear activity in the middle, sometimes energy gets pulled out of the sun in different places. And that's what we're seeing in that sunspot. It's a slightly cooler part. It ends up taking on this darker color. And even at totality, on our screen, we'll notice that there's maybe some of this solar activity that we'll see present on the side. So we'll see the atmosphere of the sun, we'll see the corona, which if you've been following pictures of eclipses in the past, or you've been really anticipating this eclipse, you've probably seen some pictures of totality and what they've looked like in the past. So we'll see that similar activity through Eric's telescope right around totality. We'll see some of the atmosphere, but we will potentially also see some of this extra solar activity, particularly in the pictures that Eric takes when Eric is taking pictures of totality, which we will of course share with all of you. We will actually be able to see some of these effects. So even though the sunspot is going to get covered up as the moon covers up more and more, we're going to be able to see, we'll be able to still see this activity beyond these kind of sunspots that we've been able to see on the sun. So like I said, it's about T minus, of course, now we're getting down a little bit more, like 18-ish minutes for me here in Bucyrus. You guys are going to get it just like a few seconds before I do, since Dayton is a little bit, southeast from me. So you're going to get totality just a little bit before I do. So I'll be hopping out of frame for that, just so that I get a chance to see totality. You'll get to see totality here. And Eric is going to turn on his camera so you can see the reaction of the folks in Dayton with Eric who are viewing totality. So we'll kind of all get to experience this together. I'm really excited. So I know that we have a few more people than when we first started. So I just want to do a quick introduction again. And I just want to talk a little bit more about the process, what's happening today, so that you guys can all kind of fully participate how you want to. So my name is Nicole Capella. I'm program manager here at the Cincinnati Observatory, and we're really excited to be sharing this live stream of this total solar eclipse with you guys today. So what we're seeing is a live stream from Eric Harris's telescope. He's one of our program educators at the observatory. He has many telescopes set up today. He has one with a camera on it that we are viewing this sort of live feed from Dayton. So really excited to have Eric share this so that even if you're not in totality, or maybe you are, but you're worried about clouds and you have this video up, we're excited that we get the opportunity to share this with you. So of course, the observatory, we are not in the path of totality. We're at 99%. So that's why we wanted to be able to share these live views of totality with you all. So we have about 30 folks that are spread throughout the path of totality. They're called our official Eclipse Chasers, just like on this side, just like my logo here says, official Cincinnati Observatory Eclipse Chaser. So I'm one of those. I have my t-shirt here. Some of our other folks that you've seen, like Mandy, are official Eclipse Chasers. And so we are all kind of in the path of totality, and we're excited to share this experience with you guys. So it looks like Eric's video cut out, but we'll get him back in here very soon. In the meantime, I do have a live stream of from NASA here. So we'll pull this up so we can sort of share this while we're waiting on Eric to get back. I want you guys to get a chance to see this. As I mentioned at the beginning, Eric is viewing this from Dayton. He's at a park there, so the Wi-Fi and the service has been a little spotty. So at times when his stream falls off, we're going to pull it up here so that we can see as the sun gets more and more eclipsed. So here the stream is a little bit off. So here I'll move it a little bit, slightly more closer to where we are. So this stream is not live. We're slightly delayed, and that's because this is from Mexico. Occasionally they pull up a feed from Texas, but they already actually had totality, or are making their way to totality. So here they're about 23 minutes out, but we can see that they went all the way to totality over here. So we're just kind of slowly seeing this get covered up there too. So they've moved to a different feed. Here they're about 22 minutes out. You also notice that it's flipped because they're sort of showing like the real view here. So telescopes flip the image as we view through the telescope, the image flips. And so NASA, that they did is sort of flip it the other way. So what we're seeing is their live stream. So I'll go forward a little bit so we can see this again here. And so we can see that in Mexico, this is what it looked like then. So once Eric is back in with us here, of course, I'll pull his live stream back up so we can see closer to home, right? Closer to Dayton, a little closer than Mexico here. But this is a good opportunity if you guys want to, share any questions or share how your experience is going. Maybe you're in Cincinnati, maybe you're not. We've heard from folks all around the eclipse path, sort of that things are getting quieter, that it seems like there's maybe some activity that's a little different, like animal activity. Things like insects are sort of ramping up or ramping down depending on the insect, right? Those nocturnal ones are maybe ramping up. The ones that are out more in the day are maybe quieting down a little bit. And so as this is sort of changing here, as the moon covers up the sun, we notice a lot of changes. So we're definitely excited to hear how things are going for you guys too, as you're experiencing this eclipse. So for those of you who are watching this from inside, of course, maybe you're not experiencing those things. And we're, of course, going to try to get Eric's live stream back up. But with his Wi-Fi being spotty, we'll at least stick with the stream from NASA as we try to get Eric's feedback too. I know he's been working really hard to give us a view through his telescope, and at least right now we're closer to, with this feed here, closer to about what the countdown would be for Eric. So I'll pull up Eric's once he comes back on, but while we wait, we can at least see this live stream from Mexico here. Again, we kind of jumped into the past. The path of totality is going from southwest to northeast. So as the sun and moon are moving through the sky, as we rotate on our axis, we can see the changes over time, but it's for starting in Mexico, starting in coming up through Texas, and then making its way up to us.
Got it?
Hey
All
guys,
right,
I
so
was able to make it back.
so it looks like Eric has his stream back up. That's great. So I'll spotlight this again for us so we can see it nice and big. And you can see we're getting really, really close to totality here with Eric.
Hey,
Yeah.
it's about 3 p.m. I want to switch over to our reaction stream now. I need to get the cameras ready. Can I go ahead and
All
switch that on?
Yep, go ahead. So
Okay.
Eric is going to show us his reaction and of course the reaction of the crowd around him. It's getting really close to totality. As you can see, it's just like a little, like, we say this at the observatory, it's like a little fingernail clipping. It's just like, you're like, I don't want to think about fingernail clippings, but that's kind of how it looks right now, right? Just this little tiny crescent. And if you're in Cincinnati, you will get to see this as well. So this is what we're seeing right now is a similar view as what you get into Cincinnati. What's going to make this special is when we move into totality. That's what we're really excited to see. That's why Eric is sharing his view here so that we can all experience this totality together. So in about a few minutes, maybe 3 to 5 minutes, I'm going to hop off here. We'll still have Eric's stream up, but I'm going to go outside so I can also see totality. I'm really excited. This is my first time ever seeing totality. But in the meantime, feel free to add your comments in the chat or questions in the Q&A, and we want to have the opportunity to share your experiences, just as much as we're sharing yours. So definitely let us know what you think about totality when it happens. If you have any more questions about how eclipses work or what you should be looking for, definitely let me know, because that's what I'm here for. So I'm excited to be able to share this experience with you guys, and hopefully you are, even if you're inside, seeing this inside, this really feels like a good experience for you.
Yes, I will get this for you.
So they're all getting ready in Dayton for their reaction. Eric will have to take off the covers from the telescope. So of course, as Sam told us earlier, it's not safe to look through a telescope when it's when the sun is out, right? Because the sun has UV light, and that UV light, the same way it gives us sunburns, it can also hurt our eyes. So that's why we have to have these protected filters. But when the moon is in front of the sun, we're actually not getting any direct light from the sun. No UV light makes its way to the earth. And so that's when it's safe to take covers off of telescopes. It's actually safe to take your eclipse glasses off. But it's really, really important that if you are not in totality, or even if you are in totality, but the sun isn't completely covered, make sure that you keep your glasses on. It's only safe once totality starts. So if you know exactly what time totality starts, or you're using an app like Eclipse Timer that can tell you when the eclipse is in totality, that is when it's safe to take off eclipse glasses or use welder's glass. If you're in Cincinnati, if you are in totality but it's not quite covered yet, make sure you keep those eclipse glasses on to protect your eyes. And if you aren't quite sure, I'll put a reference in the chat. If you go to timeanddate.com, it will take you, you can put in your exact location. If you just aren't sure, you can actually look up exactly when totality is going to get to you, and then you'll know when it's safe to take off your eclipse glasses. Another good trick is to actually have your eclipse glasses on, and then when you can't see anything anymore, then you know that the sun is completely covered. That's a good opportunity to take your eclipse glasses off. So what I'm going to do now, it's 3:05. I want to have the opportunity to go outside, view totality myself. So I am going to sign off. I will be back on right around 3:15, and I want us to all share our reaction. So make sure that you put your reaction into the chat. If you have any more questions, throw those into the Q&A, and I'll be back at 3:15 to talk about what totality was like and to answer any final questions before we sign off at 3:30. So thank you for joining us for our total solar eclipse coverage at the Cincinnati Observatory. Have fun viewing totality, and I'll see you guys on the other side.
Sorry, yep, that one's out of commission.
Can I tell you something?
What?
I feel like this is like a dream or something.
Yeah, it's
You have
pretty
the same-
magical,
you have
isn't
the
it?
same feeling.
Yeah. Careful not to grab that again.
All right.
Hey, it's like skinny.
That's
It
all
is
right.
very skinny. Soon there won't be anything left.
Ultimately, that means I will have to stand.
It will be for a few minutes.
But that's okay. Don't look through the telescope. It's not.
Yes, you're
not
right.
available.
Yeah. We're gonna take pictures. Pictures.
It's getting tired.
Oh, we have once like 9
At least it'll come here again, yes. It'll be in other parts of the world. It'll be here.
next year.
26, sorry. 2 years.
So
It'll be
we're-
in Spain.
So we're.
Won't see it.
When would this happen?
At least
People are shooting. I'm doing my best for my filter comes off that solar filter. That's all that's left. What is this for me to come up? So I can look through it. Oh my God! I forgot Venus and Jupiter. Can't believe. Oh my gosh, they are. What? Oh wow! Yeah, right there. Yeah.
What is that? What is that?
Don't talk. I'm sorry.
I don't know.
Now's not the
it's either
time.
Venus or Jupiter.
We did it, guys! Oh my God!
That is amazing.
See a prominence at the lower left. That is so neat.
Oh, that's amazing. You can see those solar flares with crystal clear accuracy.
Oh no way! No. You've got like 30 seconds. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Awesome. Isn't it neat how dark it is?
Whoa! I mean, you can almost see the sun.
I can see it. Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, you can see it right there.
Oh wow! That's awesome. You can see the solar flare at the bottom.
You really can.
That's.
I think it's
All that time, all that effort.
I know.
We actually did.
Then the processing tomorrow.
Yep.
Or tonight.
think we're at about greatest eclipse right now. Venus is lower right. Jupiter is upper left.
See, look at this computer screen over there.
Oh, they're like going around. Yep, they're running my sequences. That's how I'm going to get my detailed photos right there.
Glasses anymore. Honestly, it's quite slow moving.
Right? Yeah. 3.5 minutes.
Get a picture of it there before he needs it.
Okay.
Be careful. Don't let it take too much of your time, dude.
Yeah.
We're already past greatest eclipse at this point. That is
Beyond words.
diamond ring.
Oh, okay.
Wow. Filter back on. Wow.
Cold too.
Nice thing is, now I'm shooting the dark frames. That's all I had to do was put the cap back on. Nice. You got it, buddy. I get just like you. I had a moment there, but I recovered. I get just like you. I do.
This is awesome, Eric.
A lot of work. I know. Months and months.
This is amazing, Eric. Thank you for doing this. I'm so excited.
Let's get these dark frames shot. I only have so much time to shoot these before it gets too light out. Thank you for putting the solar filter back on, and off whoever did that. I forgot. And don't forget, man, what you just did there, recorded for posterity. Everyone's gonna remember that you helped me out.
They're like, look at this man over here.
I barely see Venus now. I don't see Jupiter.
I'm not giving you the pictures
just
yet.
incredible.
I'm happy to show you what I did.
Wow. Oh.
Oh yeah. Tell her where she like
Just a few minutes.
It's like all over exposed.
I know.
Y'all, I got the camera sitting here on one of the photos.
Oh,
Yep.
Oh my gosh. That is amazing.
To get my bearings again. Oh my god.
Wow.
I know what it's like to get married, Eric.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I do.
Yeah, you're nervous.
Yeah. Everything's how can I find out? So he's on video. Okay. So I have a link here. I don't
It's
know
not
how-
easy.
Yeah.
There is so many moving parts. I almost screwed up on the camera side of things. I didn't get to see when totality started. I was looking down. But I got to see it at the end, so I'm fine with that.
Okay, excellent. No, that's okay. This is the very top one, right?
Thank you for doing this.
Thank you for letting us be here for this.
Yeah, thanks for that. This was awesome. I'm going to remember for the rest of my life that you guys went out of your way to visit me here to watch the Eclipse.
So Spain?
Hey, what a fun trip, right?
Are you gonna go?
That was
Wait, what was Espanol?
He probably will.
No parler français.
And don't forget, OBS is recording all of it.
Nice.
It has been the whole time.
That's awesome.
Including me getting down on my knees.
That's fine.
Little bit. All right. I got one last thing that I still need to do.
The only thing prettier than the pictures you took is the caption behind you.
That ain't the truth.
I did notice the color.
All right,
balance
guys.
was a little off on these,
Well, you can
so,
adjust that post edit.
yeah.
All right, guys, that was very, very cool.
That almost didn't work.
Is the reaction cam still on?
I'm about to switch it off, I think. It sounds like you guys are ready for the
Yeah,
the after party.
that was very, very cool. I'm so sorry, guys. I realized the chat was not enabled most of this live stream, so I appreciate you bearing with me. But it should be enabled now, so definitely let us know in the chat what you thought of Totality. I thought it was totally awesome. Very, very cool. It got really cold and dark. And so definitely my first Totality. It was totally worth it. Very, very cool. Yes. Yeah. So Dustin says that the solar flares were wild. Yeah, it was really cool. We had a telescope on it so we could see the solar flares. I saw you guys. I brought my computer with me. I was outside, but I saw the view you guys got. It was just so cool, right? And the fact that it lasted as long as it did, I thought was really cool too. So definitely let me know what you think. Alice, I'm glad that I'm glad that you like seeing Totality. Happy birthday! I hope that it was worth it there for you guys. We will plan on bringing Eric's stream back up for just a little bit longer. It looks like he just got disconnected. But if we don't get it back up, we got the important part, right? The Totality. So so excited that you guys got to share that experience with us. We're really, really excited to have all of our Eclipse Chasers out kind of doing their thing. You saw them all like in their elements, right? Sharing views through the telescope and really being able to just show off the views in this once in a lifetime opportunity here. So I appreciate all the hard work from our Eclipse Chasers to get ready for this. And I'm really glad that we had the opportunity to share this with you guys. So like I said, I will be sharing this recording with everyone. So if you know someone who they didn't get a chance to either view the live stream or they didn't get a chance to experience this outside of Cincinnati, they were maybe stuck at work, stuck at home, you'll be able to share this stream with them. We'll share it with our members. So you can look out for this recording in the next member newsletter. Molly and Noah say thank you so much. We're so happy to be able to experience this with you guys. And yeah, if you have any last questions, definitely throw those in the Q&A. Any other reactions that you have, definitely throw those in there. We're going to be here for another 10 minutes, just kind of talking about the Totality and about how it went. So share all of your reactions in there. If you are ready to go, that's okay too. I know we got to see Totality together. So I'm really excited we got to share that with you guys. And I appreciate your patience as we figure out this live streaming thing. So this is your opportunity to share things in the chat or ask any final questions in the Q&A. So this is the only total solar eclipse that'll be coming through the Cincinnati area or through Ohio until 2099. So we were really excited to have this opportunity to share this with all of you, even though it wasn't quite in Cincinnati, that we could send these Eclipse Chasers out into Totality and share this experience and these views with you guys. So keep an eye on social media. We'll be posting pictures and videos from our Eclipse Chasers on social media. Of course, we have these wonderful views from Eric we'll be sharing as well. So definitely check those out. If you have any pictures that you want to share with us, definitely do that. We're actually having a contest, a photo contest. So you can submit your photos to our calendar contest and win a family membership. So if you already have a membership at the observatory, you can renew early and get a family membership, or you can gift the family membership. But we're looking for pictures from the eclipse. It doesn't even have to be in totality, just folks experiencing the eclipse and really finding joy in this once in a lifetime opportunity. So send us your pictures. I'll put the link for our photo contest into the chat. And if you want to submit any photos, we just ask that you share whatever photos that you want to share, and then we're going to look through them and we'll let you know our winners. And then we're going to have an Eclipse Chasers reception that our members will be invited to, and we can show off your pictures, your submissions, and we'll announce the winner at that as well. So I will put this link into the chat so you have the opportunity to share your pictures, share your own experience in that way as well. So you'll have these two opportunities. You can share in the chat, or you can share through our photo contest. If you did take any pictures, we also would love to see them on social media. So if you are on Facebook, you can tag us. We're Cincinnati Observatory. And if you want to tag us on Instagram, we're Cincinnati Observatory as well. So we also still have a Twitter or X. If you use that at all, you're welcome to tag us on that as well. But we're most active on Facebook and Instagram. So share your pictures on there. We might share them to our story or share them onto our feed. But we just want to know how your experience of the eclipse was. So definitely share in any way that you can. This is really something that all of us got to share in together. That's why it's called the Great American Eclipse, because it went basically all across the United States, and people from all over got to share this experience today through telescopes, through live streams like this. And so I'm really excited that you guys got to be a part of the one that we did here at the Cincinnati Observatory, or where I am in Bucyrus. So excited to have the opportunity to share this with you all. Thank you for joining us. If you're logging off, I completely understand. I'm going to stick around for just a few more minutes, just in case anyone has any more questions or want the opportunity to share their thoughts, share their reactions. Definitely put that in the chat if you'd like. And then, like I said, we'll share this recording out in our next member newsletter. We may also post this on our YouTube channel. If you are interested in learning a little bit more about outer space, about how to use telescopes, our YouTube channel has some basic videos, and we're going to be adding more in the coming year. So definitely check out our YouTube channel. We're just Cincinnati Observatory, again, on YouTube. And so you can check out our videos on there. We will most likely be posting this, or at least part of this, on YouTube as well, just to show everyone's reactions and some info about eclipses to help share our experience from the day. All right, I'll be here for about 5 more minutes. So if anyone has any more questions that they want to ask, one of the things I'll say, that if you were kind of into the path to totality or close by, you have to still have to head home today. Just be on the lookout for things like traffic. Make sure that you have plenty of gas and food in the car if you're headed home today. We know that this is going to be the busiest time for traffic leaving the path of totality. Even if you're around Cincinnati, just be prepared for maybe a little bit more traffic as people get home. So just kind of keep that in mind as you're planning out the rest of your day. If you have the opportunity to hang out for a little while, maybe have dinner or even spend the night where you are before you head home, I highly recommend that, just so that you aren't stuck in all of this traffic. Is totality worth it? Probably. It was very cool. But the traffic on the way back is definitely not a joke either. So make sure you have enough gas, have enough food, and you don't have anywhere to be maybe until tomorrow, so that you have plenty of time to get home and get home safely. For all of you that are outside of the Cincinnati area watching this live stream, definitely come see us at the Cincinnati Observatory. We have lots of programs and events. As the program manager, I can say that we have pretty much something for everyone. If you're a history buff or you're an astronomy buff, there's definitely things that you can do at the Cincinnati Observatory. We're open for tours on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and select Sundays, and those are usually in the afternoon. We also have lots of things happening at night. Of course, as an observatory, we love to show views through the telescope. So almost every Friday, we have Astronomy Friday, where you can come look through the telescope. If it's clear, we give a short astronomy lecture and we take a tour of the observatory, with the focus always, of course, on viewing if we have the opportunity. But we also have lots to do for kids. So we have Family Astronomy Night, very similar to our Astronomy Friday program, but it's really for kids. So instead of there being an astronomy lecture, there's like an astronomy craft or activity to get some hands-on experience with astronomy, science, space science, and we just kind of learn about all these really cool things in outer space. So that's a really good opportunity, especially if you submit your photos, you get a family membership. Things like tours, Astronomy Friday, and Family Astronomy Night are all free for members. So if you're a member at the observatory, definitely join us for one of those opportunities soon. We have lots going on, including, like I said earlier, our telescope's birthday. We have the oldest publicly used telescope in the United States. It's our Mitchell telescope, and it turns 179 on April 14th. We are hosting a free event. So it's free. It'll be from 12 to 3. We're going to have a used telescope sale with used telescopes and other equipment. We are going to have, of course, viewing through our Mitchell telescope at the sun if it's clear enough to view. We'll have tours of the observatory. Our gift shop will be open. And we have a local author and poet. She's going to do a short poetry reading as well. So we have lots going on April 14th. Definitely join us to see the telescopes if you haven't had an opportunity to yet, and take full advantage of your membership and see kind of what else we have going on. If you're curious, about the observatory, or maybe you know someone who would really love the observatory, coming on April 14th is a good opportunity because you get to come for free, kind of check it out, and then see if you want to, extend your membership, buy a membership, and see what the observatory has to offer beyond just coverage of total solar eclipses, which is something that we, of course, are really happy to do. As a space institution, we love sharing these experiences with all of you. But there's a lot going on in outer space and at the observatory all of the time. So check out our website. I'll share it in the chat. It's cincinnatiobservatory.org, and you can see all the things that we have going on, all the events and programs. So we hope to see you at the observatory soon. All right, let me check my Q&A, check my chat. Doesn't look like we have any more questions, and it looks like all the folks have shared what they want to share in the chat. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off. I'm Nicole Capella, Program Manager at the Cincinnati Observatory. Thank you for joining us for our total solar eclipse coverage on April 8th, 2024, as we got to share this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity with all of you. Thank you guys. Get home safe, and we'll see you in 2099. No, I'm just kidding. We won't see you then. We'll see you at the observatory soon. Bye, guys.